All right, Bubsy, I'm gonna give you one last shot, one last chance. Can I get across this bridge? I'm gonna try. I did it. My life's complete now, I guess. Well, hello and welcome back to Greg's Game Room. Today I wanted to talk about something that I've had for quite a while that I actually haven't shown on video, and that is the 6-button wireless pad for the Sega Genesis and the Genesis Mini by RetroPie. Now, I filmed this video when I got the Genesis Mini, which it's been about 2 months ago. I never quite finished it, so I decided to finish it up and show it to you here today. Here it is. I hope you enjoy it. All right, so here it is, the Sega Genesis 8-button arcade pad, wireless, 2.4 gigahertz wireless, in black, because I want it to look exactly like the real Sega Genesis 6-button controller. Well, this is actually 8-button because it has buttons here on the top there, so that's cool. It says it works with the Sega Genesis, the original Sega Genesis, because this has the little adapter in there, the Sega Genesis Mini, the PC and the Mac, the PS3, which, why wouldn't it work with the PS4? And the Switch. Also, because this uses the same connector that the Atari uses, I think this is going to work with the Atari 2600, the Atari 8-bit computer, and to a lesser extent, the Atari 7800. Also, if I had a Commodore 64, I'm pretty sure it would work with that as well. So, alright, let's go ahead and get into it. I just want to open this box. There we go. Comes in this nice shiny box. Should I take this off or should I leave it on? Alright, so how do we open this thing? There we go. Opening it up. Oh yeah, look at that. I like it. It's got the buttons here on the top. The other buttons here. Joypad feels good. The start button feels good. These other buttons feel pretty good. Yeah, they feel fairly authentic. I have a genuine Sega Genesis 6-button controller here, so there's the comparison of the two. They look really identical, except for that this one has the two, the home and the select button there on the bottom. And so then what we have here is the receiver for the classic Sega Genesis. And here on the side there is a USB port. I presume that is for charging this, because I mean you have to have some kind of a battery in here in order for it to receive the signals. And then here is the little USB receiver that will plug into the Sega Genesis Mini, or I guess you would need that for your PC if you want to hook it to the PC. Alright, so under the bottom of the box, of course it comes in this neat little felty kind of container here. It's like it's frocked or something. Of course, we get the little charging cable here, and also the instruction manual. Sega Genesis wireless 8-button arcade pad. Ooh, pretty. Features, pairing, charging, Sega Saturn. What? Sega Saturn? Okay, so I kind of thought that maybe the USB receiver would be paired up with this automatically straight out of the box, and it wasn't. There's a little bit of dancing that you have to do in order to get it to work. What I read in the manual seemed to work fine. What happens is, first this light's going to blink red, and then you're going to hold down the start button here, and then it'll be red. But then after that, you hold down the receiver button until it links up. So I think I've got it. It seems to be working good now. All right, so what should we try first? Let's see how fast this the response is on this controller. It's not bad. It seems like there's a slight amount of delay. Well, that's kind of my totally unscientific testing of the controller so far. Well, that's interesting. I go to hold down the start button like you can on the 3-button controller to jump out of the game, and it doesn't do it. All right, let's see how well it works with Street Fighter. Can I do a Hadouken? Can I do a Shoryuken? Nope, apparently not. I can do my spin kick though. There we go. That's one of the most powerful moves, but nobody does it. Everybody does the fireball all the time. They spam fireballs. They need to be spamming this. So as I'm sitting here playing Street Fighter, I'm sitting here wondering, what do these other two buttons do down here? You got the home and you got the select button down here. I'm wondering if maybe those buttons take me to this screen, and yeah, the select button. So you hit select and it takes you back out. Actually, that's faster than holding down the start button. So yeah, I'm starting to like this now. All right, so I'd say it works pretty darn good on the Sega Genesis Mini. So let's go ahead and try it on the real Genesis over there. All right, so now we're just gonna take this little dongle here, which as you can see is very clearly a Atari Sega Genesis style connector. And if I could get that to clear up a bit, that'd be wonderful. So yeah, we're just gonna plug this in here and then we're gonna sync it. It's kind of a snug fit in there. I don't know if that's gonna work or what. Well, I guess we'll have to find out. So it's blinking, just like the other one was. So we're gonna hit the button there, and then we're gonna hit the button here. And it looks like maybe it already synced. I think it did. Yes, it's already synced really quickly. That was easy. That was actually easier than the USB one. Oh, I just used the magic by accident. I forget which button's which. Let's see if it syncs up right. Swing, 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 swing. Yeah, it seems pretty good. All right, now we'll play a little Golden Axe with the controller. Because, you know, the Genesis is like right there. You know, I really need a wireless controller when I'm sitting right next to the TV. No! Stop beating me up! Yeah, take that. How do you like that? Huh? Gotta say, it's pretty cool to have a wireless controller with the Genesis, because now I've got this set up to where I can actually play the Genesis on my main screen, my main TV. I'll be able to sit over there on the big screen and play it over there too. Alright, seems to work pretty good with the Sega Genesis. Now I want to try it with the Atari 7800. Yes! It works! I had to resync it though. That's kind of a frustrating thing, but seems to work. Let's play a game of Keystone Capers. That's cool. I'm playing wireless Atari games. It's too bad they didn't advertise that on the box. Works with the Atari 2600. Now I'm pretty sure this isn't going to work with 7800 two-button games, like Xevious. There's a lot of two-button 7800 games. That's pretty cool, but the fact that you have to hit the reset button on the 2600 itself or the 7800 means you have to be near it anyways. That's a bit of a downside. Let's try the old standby asteroids for the Atari 7800. Ooh, it just keeps hyperspace jumping. That's interesting. It's like it keeps disconnecting. I hope I don't have to resync this every time I reset the system. Now I'm trying a game of Dark Chambers and that doesn't seem to work. And it may be because it's in 6-button mode versus 3-button mode. I don't really know how the 7800 reads the joystick controllers. It doesn't seem to be doing what it should be, which is kind of unusual, because if I were to hook up a regular 6-button controller, it'll probably work. I hooked up my wired 6-button Genesis controller, and as you can see, I hit one button on the controller and it just kind of goes nuts. I guess the 6-button controller doesn't work on a 7800. But I bet the 3-button controller does. Going up and down, that seems to work. Hitting the button, that seems to work. I'm gonna play Dark Chambers again. Nope, still doesn't work. Oh, I can move. Oh, interesting. If I hold down the C button on the 3-button controller, I can then move around. But if I let it go, he like stands in place and shoots. So that's kind of interesting. Kind of an odd way to play this game. Alright, let's try the Atari XE game system and see if the controller will work with that. I don't think this is going to work for one reason. I can't sync it while it's plugged in. Because of the way the XEGS is set up, I can't do it. So maybe if I had a joystick extender, it would probably work, because then I could plug it in. But the way the XE game system is set up, the joystick ports are like underneath of the system, and you just can't quite get your finger in there to hit the button to sync it, which it seems to unsync every time I unplug the little dongle. So I would say it works on the 2600, not the 7800. Technically, it would probably work on the XE game system, but not in any practical manner. All right, now I thought I would try it on a couple of games that I know have problems with the 6-button controller and you have to hold down the mode button when you start the game. One of them is Golden Axe 2. Let's just see if it behaves properly with this controller without having to play mode button games. Oh, yeah, I don't think it's working. I can swipe and attack, but I can't move. And that's the problem with these games. So we have to switch this to 3-button mode. Okay, so it says the select button is the mode button. So I'm gonna hold that down when I turn this on. And then I'm gonna hit this. Oh, this might be tricky. Hopefully that works. Nope, still can't get it to work. Oh, it can move by holding down the select button. It's weird because I'm playing this with an EverDrive and you have to hold down the button when you're starting up the system. Plus you also have to hold down the button when you are starting up the game at the same time. So maybe if I actually had the game, it would probably work better. Nope, it still didn't do it right. So I guess if you're using an EverDrive, it's gonna be difficult to play those games that require that you hold down the mode button when you start it. Golden Axe 2 is one of them. Miss Pac-Man is another one, although I just played it earlier and it seemed to be working fine. Pit Fighter, Slime World, Storm Lord, Double Dragon 3, Forgotten Worlds, are just a couple of the games that require that you hold down that mode button when you start up a 6-button controller. I guess maybe if I switch this into 3-button mode, it'll work. So let me see if I can do that. Okay, so to switch to 3-button mode, it says to hold down the start and the B button. So let's do that. And then that light should change to blue. There we go. And now hopefully when whoa, now it's like purple. Now when I turn on the Genesis, hopefully it thinks it's a 3-button controller instead of a 6-button controller. And then I should be able to play those games the way they were supposed to be. There we go. So when you're playing certain games, I know what's gonna happen. You're gonna fire up Golden Axe 2 and it's not gonna work, and you'll be like, yeah, this thing doesn't work. It's because you have to switch it to 3-button modes. If you get any game that you're playing that just, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to work correctly in 6-button mode, switch it over to 3-button and see if it works. There we go. Now I can move, and now I can waste my magic for no reason whatsoever. All right, now I think it's time to try it on some more modern systems, and the only one that I have that works with it besides my PC is my daughter's Switch, so I'm gonna have to see if I can wrestle that away from her for a few minutes. Okay, so what I've ended up doing is taking the little USB dongle and attaching it to the side of my daughter's Switch dock with the Switch attached, and as you can see, I've got it working with the Switch. Straight out of the box, I didn't have to configure it or anything, so that's pretty easy. Let's go ahead and try Sonic Mania. It's very good, very responsive. Yeah, I think it works pretty good. Of course, I don't think it's gonna work too well with analog games since I don't have an analog controller here on the actual 6-button controller, but it's gonna work perfectly with games like Sonic. Yes, I know. Okay, I'm going. Now if I wanna get back into the main menu, then I would just go ahead and hit the home button, and here I am back in the Switch menu. Welcome to Mario Kart. All right, let's see how it works. Oh, backwards, forwards. I can turn, I can hop. I don't know why I would want to hop, but I can hop. I can do this thing here. I don't know what that is. How do I use the boxes? Oh, there we go, left trigger. All right, well, this works a lot better than I thought it would. I'm actually surprised that this works. Whee! Now I can play Mario Kart, yay! All right, I'm trying it with Mario Odyssey, and the very first thing that comes up, it says it wants me to look around. Well, of course I can't really look around because I don't have any analog controls, so yeah, it's not gonna work. Sorry, Mario, you can't use the Sega pad. Ugh. All right, now I'm trying it with New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, and looks like it works. Seems to work pretty good. Although it is kind of weird playing Mario Brothers with a Sega controller. Get the big coin, there you go. I'm just hitting the B button for everything. I wonder what happens if I hit the other buttons. That jumps. X, Y, Z, doesn't really do anything. So it's just those 3 buttons. All right, well, I think this game works pretty good. No! No, Sega, you killed Mario! All right, so I've hooked it up to my computer and it seems to be working perfectly fine. I'm using Fusion 3.64 Genesis emulator here just to see how well it works. All right, when setting this up, all I had to do was go up here to options and then set config, and then under controllers tab here, this is what showed up, the USB gamepad. So I just selected USB gamepad, define, and then from there you would hit your up, down, left, right, A, B, C, start, X, Y, Z. See, it's telling you right there on the screen. And then for the mode button, I just picked select, and then it works. All right, now I'm trying it with Nestopia, and again, works great. You just have to configure the buttons in advance. That's the only thing you gotta worry about. Because A and B are switched on a Nintendo system, I just said that that's the B button and that's the A button, so whatever your preference is. All right, well, it looks like it works in Pro System. Oh, I just shot the food. Don't shoot food. Got 2 buttons. It's working fine. I did have to make one minor change in this. I think I was using my Xbox 360 controller before, and in the settings, I had to go in and tell it to do under input and controller 1. I had to change all of these from pad up, down, left, and right to axis up, down, left, and right. And then after that, worked perfectly fine. Alright, now this is Streets of Rage Remake. It's a PC game, specifically. It's not emulated or anything. It's just made specifically for the PC. And it's really awesome, but as you can see, it works pretty good. Oh yeah? You like that, huh? Give me that apple. Alright, well, I think this works pretty darn good. I just want to keep beating these guys up. Alright, one last thing I want to try it on, and that's on my Raspberry Pi 4 with RetroPie. I think it found it right off the bat. Alright, appears to be working with Road Rash 2 using RetroPie. Yeah, I can punch, I can do all my stuff. Alright, let's try a little Legendary Axe for the TurboGrafx 16. Yeah, it works good. Do I have the turbo buttons? Well, I guess I don't have much turbo going on here anyways, right? So it doesn't really matter. And if I want to get out of this, I can hold down the start and select buttons and it pops me right back out. So yes, this is cool. Ooh, it's the arcade asteroids. Ah, I'm dead again. But it works. That's the cool thing, it works. Gotta end it with a little Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Oh, there we go. Let's go into the 3D zone. Oh no, I'm dead already. No, this controller's failing me. Just kidding, no, it works great. It's perfect. I did it! I got to the end! Alright, so now you're asking yourself, is it worth it to get the RetroBit 6-button Sega Genesis pad? And I would wholeheartedly say yes it is. I mean, I love this thing. It seems to work on so many different systems, but most importantly, it works on the Genesis and the Genesis Mini. Alright, well thank you all for watching. I hope you stay happy and healthy. Take care, and we'll see you again next time. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm using this 6-button wireless pad that I can actually get somewhere in this game now. I feel so accomplished. I feel like I might actually be able to beat this game now. And I'm dead.